Everybody, I'm Tasha and welcome to my channel. Before we get started, I just want to apologise for the lighting. I know it keeps going in and out, but I'm not really sure what the source of it is. So yeah, I've tried filming it in like a few different positions and it's just, the lighting's just been bad every time. I mean, it's the UK, it's autumn, it's probably not going to be the best. So yeah, I apologise for that. But for my first video, I am bringing you a book haul. I ended up buying 12 books this month, which is pretty awesome. One of them, well, half of it is a whole series because I found the whole series in the works for like £15, which was exciting. So I couldn't help but to go out and buy it. And the rest of them were just ones that I really fancied reading. So I'm just going to get started. So first off, we have Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. I know I am probably like the last person in the world to get this book, but yeah, I don't know why. I've wanted to read it for ages, but I kept pushing it off and putting it off. But now I finally bought it. I'm not overly sure what this is about. I know it's like a standalone dystopic, and I think it involves video games. I'm trying to go into this one not knowing too much because I think that's the best thing to do with dystopics, however I'm saying it. But USA Today did describe it as Willy Wonka meets the Matrix, and if that's not an intriguing description, I don't know what is. Next, we have Frostblood by Ellie Blake. Yep. This book follows Ruby, who is a fireblood. Now she lives in the land of frostbloods, and like she shouldn't be there. I think firebloods living there is illegal or something. But she is one of a whole village of firebloods living in this land. But one day the frostbloods come in and they slaughter everyone. So Ruby sets off to get her revenge. This sounds like a really interesting story. I know there are lots of fantasies along that same sort of vein, but I love a good fantasy, so hopefully I'll really enjoy this. Then next we have Daughter of the Burning City by Amanda Foody. I'm not gonna lie, this book is a complete cover buy. It's absolutely gorgeous and it's purple, which is like my favourite colour, and I don't have enough purple books, and I'm aware that probably sounds like a ridiculous reason to buy a book, but it sounds quite interesting as well. I think it takes place in a circus, and it sort of has the whole night circus caraval sort of vibe. I really loved the night circus, and I've got Caraval on my TBR, which I'm excited to read as well. So hopefully I will enjoy this as well. So yeah, basically like she's part of a traveling circus and she makes illusions. Obviously she's always got to tell herself like, you know, the illusions aren't real, because basically like she considers her illusions as her friends, her family. But one day one of the illusions is murdered, so she's got to kind of figure out what is going on before everyone disappears. I said it sounds so intriguing. Then we have My Not So Perfect Life by Sophie Kinsella. This book follows Katie, who has everything. She's got the perfect job, the perfect flat, according to her Instagram feed. But in reality, she lives in a tiny flat. She's got a lowly assistant job, which she's got a really horrible commute to get to. And then one day she gets fired from that job. And so she has to move back in with her family's farm down in Somerset. But then her ex-boss goes to a glamping retreat on her family's farm, and so she has to figure out whether to get her revenge or try and suck up to her, basically, to get her job back. And this sounds really quite funny. I absolutely love Sophie Kinsella, and I've been really in the mood for a light-hearted read. I've been in such a reading slump for the last few months because I had a baby like 7 months ago. So I'm hoping that reading a couple of like light, fluffy contemporaries will just get me back in the swing of things. And speaking of light fluffies, we have I Heart Forever by Lindsay Kelk. This is the final book in the I Heart series. The first book follows a woman called Angela, who one day walks in on her fiance cheating on her at her best friend's wedding. And then she runs off to New York, and just everything just goes hilarious from there. Like there's always a big drama with her, and a lot of the time it's kind of self-inflicted, but it's just funny. And yeah, I just love these books. They are just so funny, so light-hearted. They're like a warm hug. And I think at this time of the year, I really could do with a warm hug. Then probably not such a warm hug, Tower of Dawn by Sarah J Maas. I'm going to ignore the cover change because it's really bugging me, but this cover is beautiful still, so I'll let it off. Again, this is the final book in the Throne of Glass series. Again, I'm not going to go into this book because there would be some serious spoilers going on, but the first book follows a woman called Celaena Sardothien, who is an assassin, but there is more to her than meets the eye, and she gets enlisted into this like competition of killing and things in the royal castle. Sorry, that sounds really vague. It's been a long time since I read the first one, and I'm currently having real trouble actually remembering what the series is about, so yeah, apologies for that. And then we have the whole series of the Chronicles of Ixia. Yeah, I can't remember if I mentioned this earlier, but I found the whole series in the works for £15, so I couldn't say no. Like, I've been wanting to read this book for ages, but I could never find the series, and I only ever found the first book on Amazon, and that was like always ridiculously expensive for some reason, so I just couldn't pass up this opportunity. So we have the first book, which is A Poison Study, and sorry, they're all in the wrong order. So then we have Magic Study, Fire Study, Shadow Study, Night Study, and Dawn Study. So this series follows Yelena Sultana, and she gets imprisoned on suspect of murder. But so she's put down, sentenced to death, but she has a choice of either accepting that sentence and being killed, or becoming the king's poison tester. I guess she's going to go for the poison tester because there's like 6 books in the series. So yeah, it sounds really interesting, and I've heard so many amazing things about this series, and like I said, I've been wanting to read it for absolutely ages, so I'm excited to. And so yeah, there we have it. Hopefully these books will keep me amused for a while, along with the other million books I still have left to read on my TBR. So yeah, that's a good thing. But like I said, I have been in a bit of a reading slump, like since my son was born, so hopefully I will come out of that soon. So I will see you guys soon. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you did. Bye.